We're going 2 for 2. So now we're talking about pride. Oof, the best thing. I love talking about pride. Why? Because that's my stronghold. Pride, oof. If you want to know one thing that always gets me, even when it's like, they say pride, you kick it out the door, come back in through the window. So true. That's one thing that always gets me. If you want to know what's my weakness, oh, it's not lust. Oh, it's not, well, sometimes. It's not, any sexual sin or anything like that. That was the past. Nowadays, the enemy really be trying to get me with that pride. And essentially what pride is that it's the refusal to depend on God. Pride strikes up when we feel like, oh, I could do this myself, or oh, I can handle this myself. And so in talking about pride, I want to basically break down why we should not use pride as a rear guard. And what a rear guard is, it's our defense. And a lot of times we don't even realize, without the Holy Spirit, without Jesus, without God in our lives, we need something to be our defense. We need something to be that wall between us and other people, between us and other people's emotions. And a lot of times it's our pride. So I really want to show you, first of all, what does that look like to have pride being our rear guard, and what does that look like to operate out of pride? Because that's what we're doing each day, but we can't really see that. A lot of times pride is silent. Yeah. That's how you know when you're really dealing with pride, is a lot of times when you're silent. And I don't mean the type of silence where it's like calm and peaceful, but it's like withholding. See, the best thing I know to identify pride is that pride withholds the tongue. Always. Whenever there's something that you know you ought to speak, but you say, no, I ain't gonna say that, it's pride. When someone wrongs you and you don't want to communicate that, but you're still going to allow that anger to lurk in silence, it's pride that's telling you should not communicate what they did to you. Whenever you do something wrong to somebody else, but you feel like, I don't got to apologize for that, and you withhold your tongue, it's pride. Whenever you're living in a circumstance or a situation where you feel like, I'm not obligated to say this, or I'm not obligated to do this, it's pride. Pride is puffed up. Humility is low. So we just have to understand that when we're operating out of pride, a lot of times you got to catch it, because it is sneaky and it will really have you thinking that it's who you are. But the truth is, it's not. It can be cast out, it can be called out, and it can be separated from you. Lord, this is going to be a hard word, but it's so important to get out. Pride, it can be our defense. God is our rear guard. Jesus is our rear guard. Before the fall, before Adam and Eve, ate the apple, sin, and we were birthed into disobedience, it was always meant to be that God would be our rear guard, that he would be our defense, that he would be the one that covers us, that protects us, that guides us. But now, because of our broken, sinful nature that we're living in, we use pride as our defense. So a lot of times when you're wronged, a lot of times when you're hurt, a lot of times when you're in pain, rather than coming to our Creator and being like, yo, I'm going to have a transparent conversation with you in which I reveal that I'm carrying pain right now because of something that somebody else did, you're not going to do that. Because pride will tell you, what? I'm not going to do that. If they wrong me, that's on them. When really you're the one who's carrying the pain, but that's on them. Okay. So we strike up pride. And what pride does is it seals our mouth. So we're not communicating the pain. So we're not communicating the hurt. So we're not communicating the fact that somebody has wronged us, because pride is telling us that, nah, bro, if they wronged you, that's on them. But you carrying the pain. So pride will seal your lips. I'm good. I'm fine. It's all good. When you know that on the inside, it's all wrong. And essentially, that's what it means to use pride as your rear guard. Pride is basically your defense mechanism, rather than having your Creator, Jesus Christ, be your defense mechanism, where when you're hurt, you be like, oh, man, you know what? I'm not going to lie. That actually hurt. Ouch. Go before the Lord in prayer. Humble yourself. Come before the Lord in prayer and say, Lord, I humble myself before you, man. I love you, God, but I'm hurt. I love you, Jesus, but this person or this situation just hurt me. And I need your wisdom and I need your guidance as to how I can be delivered from this pain and how I can learn from this. But rather than doing that, a lot of times, because it's our nature, it's our human nature, we strike up pride and we say, no, I'm good. So you seal your lips, so you cover your mouth and you say, you hurt me, it's fine. And now we're operating in silent pains and wondering why everywhere we go, we just sound hurt. You ever just sit down in a conversation with somebody, they just sound hurt? They talking, saying normal things, but you can tell, oh, girl, you in pain. But they're not communicating that. But they're not being transparent about that, because it's pride that's withholding our tongue. And what we have to understand, essentially, it's so important to use Jesus Christ, our God, our Creator, as our rear guard, because he will be the one to break us down and humble us and be like, yo, you moving in pain right now. You're not operating in your true nature, because you know you hurt, but you're not bringing that before me. You know you hurt, but you're not trying to be transparent about that. So the evidence of that is then we start to bleed on the ones that didn't cut us, because we're not trying to confess the pain that we're in. And who's to blame for the fact that we're not confessing our pains? It's pride. So it's so imperative for us to cancel out this pride, to call out this pride and be like, no, man, I can't stay loyal to my pride when I'm still hurt. Because staying loyal to your pride will keep you hurt. That's what it does. Essentially, I'm telling you, because I've done this for years. I was so prideful that people will hurt me, situations will hurt me, things that were meant to educate me. And rather than humbling myself and coming before God, saying, God, this hurt me, I'll be prideful. But what did it benefit me to be prideful? I looked like I was tough. But on the inside, I was hurting. On the inside, I was weak. On the inside, I was crippled. And we think we should stick loyal to our pride. We think we should stay loyal to this thing. But really, all it does is it keeps you in pain. All pride does is keep you in pain. Because it will tell you, if you hurt, you better not say it. If you're weak, you better not say it. If this thing hurts you, if it took you off your ground, you better not say it. What the hell? Sometimes we actually have to question our mentalities and really just see how backwards they are. Why would we follow things that are literally keeping us in bondage? Why would you stay loyal to a thing, our pride, that'll literally sit here and say, if you're in pain, don't say it? What? No. The objective should be to be healed people. The objective should be to be forward-thinking people, to be matured and growing people. But we don't realize that our pride will keep us in this mental prison that we've been in for years, not even realizing. You're just accumulating all this pain, and the only thing that makes a difference is the fact that you're not willing to say it. What? No. No. And we don't realize that when we get into relationships, pride is still ruling. You could be in a relationship with this person and be this intimate. But the realization is that, damn, because I still allow pride to keep me in these mental barriers internally, I'm not even being transparent with you about what I'm going through. So if you say something that hurt my feelings, boom, I'm going to shut you out. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut you out. What? This is sick. But we as human beings are not allowing ourselves to really assess these mentalities and see the flaws in them. Come on, man. Don't allow pride to wall you off. Because a lot of people sometimes will be feeling like, damn, man, I really yearn for an emotional connection right now. I really yearn to have a conversation with somebody on a deeper level. What's holding you back? The only thing that got you not speaking, your pride. And that's the things we don't want to talk about. You want to be sensitive about this stuff, but you're still hurt. You want to be covering up this stuff, but you're still in pain. You don't understand. You will go to death for your pride, man. Somebody try to call you on that, you get defensive automatically. So what? Okay, and? You're defending something that's keeping you in pain. It don't make sense. But that's what we do as human beings, and we never allow ourselves to really sit down in those situations where we assess this and think, is this truly helping me? Because the goal is, as human beings, is to live fruitful lives. It's to do things that will bring about true joy in us and in other people. And if we're allowing certain situations and certain things to keep us down because our pride says don't speak, how are you really going to live to your life's contentment? How are you going to live to your true fulfillment? Ask yourself these questions because they're very vital. It's vital to the life that you're creating. It's vital to the life that people are seeing you living. When I'm hurt, I gotta humble myself and be like, oof, that hurt, you know? And sometimes you don't gotta say it to the person. I say it to God. I be like, yo, Lord, that hurt me. But the fact of the matter is I've got to be transparent. I've got to be honest, and I've got to be open about the things that are happening on the inside to make sure that the things that are happening on the inside ain't affecting my relationship with the people on the outside. Come on, man. Come on.